Hey everyone, my name is Mark, and people know me on the trail as Two-Pack. Hey, come on a quest with me as I continue to hike along the Appalachian Trail from Springer Mountain, Georgia to Mount Katahdin in Maine. It should be a real big adventure.
Get you leaving. Bye.
I see black raspberries starting to form. Hopefully they'll be ripe in a couple weeks. I can't wait. Here's a nice view of the James River. Look at those beautiful mountains behind it. So one thing I dislike about the trail is that sometimes there's a plant that grows next to it called a wood nettle. And here's a bunch of it. And if you ever brush up against a wood nettle, it feels like you've gotten a bee sting, and it lasts for about 30 minutes and then goes away. It's not very pleasant, so you better stick to the trail. This place is just covered with it. Not much room for error. Today is May 15th, and last night I stayed at Punch Bowl Shelter. It was a nice shelter, but I stayed in a tent and tented right outside a frog pond and heard the frogs chirping all night. Yesterday was a pretty good hike. My feet were still sore, had blisters, so I took it easy. Did 10.5 miles to that shelter, and Katie had made me a Reuben for lunch, and that's a great idea when you're in town. Grab some town food before you go out, and get some extra calories instead of eating that trail food. By the way, that Reuben was delicious. Thank you, Katie. She also made me a few meals. She made a dehydrated risotto with mushrooms and asparagus. I had some of that last night. It was delicious. And she also made me some taco soup. Can't wait to try that. Thanks, Katie. You're amazing. And thank you for helping me fix my sleeping pad. I found the hole where the air was leaking out, and we patched it up together, and it seemed to work last night, so I had a good night's sleep. I just had to stop for a moment and videotape these beautiful woods I'm going through today. These trees grow just straight up. In the middle of the woods, looks like there was an old homestead. There's a chimney, and looks like there's another chimney on that side, and it's right next to a creek. Look at all the ferns covering the ground. It's beautiful out here. Looks like there's a view coming up. Neat. One thing that grows prevalent on the trail is poison ivy. If you touch it, it has an oil on it, and if it gets on your skin, it'll create an itchy rash for a couple of days. Not fun to have, but you guys can identify this poison ivy by the 3 leaves it produces. Stay away from it, I'm telling you. So check this out. At Maw Pin Field Shelter, they have erected a steel bar with a rod and hooks on top to hang your food bags. So you take the steel bar and loop it around your food bag and hang it up on one of those hooks up there, and that keeps it away from where the bears can't get to it. We'll see if it works. I'll tell you in the morning. Sometimes you can only get water from a hole in the rock. As you can see, it comes right out of the mountain. Here is an overlook just south of Waynesboro. Conditions on the trail are getting kind of rocky, so it makes it hard to videotape the trail. I'm trying to watch where I step and point the camera in the right direction. You gotta watch where you plant every step. And some of these rocks are loose, and some are pointed and go right up into your bottom of your soles. I think my feet are getting a lot tougher walking over these rocks. Even though I hear that Pennsylvania is a lot rockier, but these rocks hurt. I almost didn't see this guy. He's camouflaged pretty good. There's a good picture of his rattles. We're with Chuck Lacey and Emily Hackney, and they were so gracious and picked me up off the trail and brought me to their home and cooked supper for me and let me take a shower and do my laundry. And tomorrow they're going to drive me back to the trail, and I'm so thankful for that. But the interesting thing is that they both hiked the Appalachian Trail before. So what were your trail names?
Okay, Holy Roller.
Tuna.
Tuna? And how'd you get those names?
So I got mine after I rolled down a hill in the Smokies. I got a black eye.
Oh no.
Mine started as mountain tuna because of sort of a fishing thing where I was fishing my way up the trail. And I decided that was too much of a mouthful, so just shortened it to tuna about halfway through.
So last year you successfully both finished the trail. What do you mostly count your success on?
Gosh, I don't know. Just committing to the idea that I'm going to finish it no matter what, I guess. Just the persistence. And the support of people along the way, relying on others, not being afraid to ask for help.
Is that, you think the hardest part is just doing it day after day and
Yeah.
getting out there and putting one foot in front of the other?
Making yourself wake up, put on cold, sweaty clothes, eat the same food that you've been eating for the past weeks and months, walking all day long, just living in your own filth. It starts to wear on you. It does. It's hard to make yourself do it.
Definitely a mental battle.
Would you say it's more mental or a physical challenge?
I would say mental, for me at least.
I would say half and half. For me, it was really physically challenging, but it was mentally challenging too. So,
what was your favorite part of the trail?
I was probably Grayson Highlands, wild ponies, really spectacular views.
Yeah, the Southern AT as a whole it's home and probably my favorite section, but it was really nice to get up north and see some areas of the mountains and the trail that I'd never seen before. The whites were spectacular. Pennsylvania was fun. It was, each state had its own special part of it, I'd say.
So, since you were successful going through it one time, would you do it again?
We've talked about it. We've talked about wanting to do the AT again, wanting to do the PCT. I haven't really talked about the CDT, but that'd be fun too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit less known. I don't know as much about it, but I'd be open to it.
Yeah. I feel like it hits me on certain days where I really miss the AT. I feel really called to go do one of the other ones, but some days it's nice, like when it's really rainy and 40 degrees, nice to just sit in your house on the couch.
Take a hot shower.
Take a hot shower. Order pizza.
Yeah.
I can understand completely. And what advice would you give somebody that's thinking about maybe doing it in the future?
If you want to do it, just do it.
That's
Get out
it.
there and experience it. Try it out. I mean, if it's not for you, then oh well, but at least you tried. At least you saw whether it was a fit or not, whether it was fun.
Yeah, you just got to take the leap. There are people out there super underprepared, but just the fact that they wanted to do it so bad got them to Katahdin. And then there were overprepared people who their heart wasn't really in it, and they got off trail. So just one of those things, just take the leap and see if you like it.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for the interview. And as I always conclude, is there anybody at home that you'd like to say hi to?
I'm going to say hi to my mom and my cats and my grandma.
Yeah, and I'll say hello to my parents and my sisters and my buddies back home.
Hey, thanks so much. Happy trails.
Happy
Happy
trails.
trails.